Yeah, we should be live up.
What's good, people? Another Thursday. You know what that means. We back in full effect. Hotep's been told you, episode 68. Hotep Jesus, what's going on, man? How was your week? What's going on? Is your kid still kicking the soccer ball around? I see you drinking the good stuff. What you got in the glass tonight, man?
Hey, what you poured in here? Zinfandel? Rosé? White Zinfandel. You know my girl likes it. My girl likes it. She got good taste. And said we sipping some of that white Zin tonight. This kids is good. I just came from soccer practice, as you already know. They looking good. They looking like killers out there. I'm happy. How's the little one doing with what's she doing? Karate?
Yeah, she do karate tomorrow. She did gymnastics yesterday, and her mom was like, "Oh, you better take her. You better take her next week because she wasn't doing what she was supposed to do." I'm like, "Oh man, see, every time you gotta put the foot down, you gotta call daddy. Daddy go like, oh, you were."
So, yo, women suck at they suck at discipline, yo. Kids be dissing mom, yo. They be like, man, shut up, anybody doing nothing you say. Put some bass in your voice. Put some bass in your voice before you talk to me, Nate. That's how kids treat mom, yo.
Yeah, so I try to get it like, I've been through the yelling and screaming. Then I've taken a approach now. I'm like, yo, you're wasting your time.
Not only are you wasting my money, but you're wasting your time if you're not giving it 110%. So I think that, she's good at responding. Once you talk to her, then she'll get on it. But every once in a while, she'll slip up. So I gotta fix up her slip ups.
How old is she?
She's 6.
Oh yeah, they young. They really don't start paying attention until like 10.
Yeah.
Before then everything's just like wee. Like, I remember we used to be playing the game and my son would be in the middle of the field dancing. We got the ball. Our team got the ball. He dancing. I'm just like, dog, we got a game going on and you doing Fortnite dances. What's up?
Hey, let me read these super chats. Lemley, $50 super chat. Thank you, man. $50. I'm in a copywriting class this time every Thursday for the next 10 weeks, so I won't really be able to catch any live broadcast, but I'll send money when I can. I'll catch a replay of every episode released. Shout outs to John Lemley. True Sample, $24.99. Been tough for me to make these live. Upon listening to the last few shows, I was disappointed at lack of donations. Support the Hoteps. Thank you, Drew Sample, for $24 donation. Tactical Bear, $4.99. Hotep Nation, shout out to you. Miss Bay, $3.45, $50 donation. Thank you, Uncle Hotep, for all the Twitter videos. Eye-opening. Thank you, Miss Bay. I hope everybody subscribes. Please share. Hit that thumbs up. Please hit that share button. Thank you for all the donation support. And you can buy some shirts, too. Anyway, let's get to it. AOC, last week, when we finished up the show, somebody had trolled our good friend AOC and was telling hey, we're getting some good trolls from the right lately, man. They had the good troll, Islam is right about women. They put that sign up and then people were going crazy. And now lady went to AOC and said, we got to eat the babies.
That was a great troll. It was excellent. I remember the night that it started trending, I first saw the video of her and the lady, and I immediately thought, oh, that lady is out of her mind. And then I was searching through the hashtags and I saw another dude talking to people about the Eat the Babies campaign. And that's when I was like, wait, this is a hoax. I knew it like right away when I saw him, because he showed like this graph or something, a pie chart, and he was like, yeah, this and this. And I'm like, oh, that's bullshit. That's just, like some garbage on the paper. So I knew it was a hoax. And you know, a lot of people fell for it. They're like, "Oh my god, you know, look at these crazy leftists. They want to eat the babies." And I'm just like, "Yo, all of y'all getting trolled. The right and the left got trolled with this." I'm like, yo, if you'd have clicked the hashtag and swiped for 2 minutes, you would have found the truth. You know what I mean? So they ain't catch me, but when you looked at AOC's face, what I saw was a woman that was frightened, and I think she was frightened because she felt as though she was responsible for that lady's words, at least somewhat. At least her party, her cohorts, they all contribute to insanity like this, right? So when she looked, I think she was just like, "Wait, damn! I think we might have went too far. This lady done took my Green New Deal and turned into something else, right?" Yeah. And then the other people are like, "Oh, she should have," like Candace going. She was like, "Oh, she should have condemned that lady." You might not want to do that in New York.
Right.
You might want to be careful who you offend in New York City because it's a lot of crazies running around. Right. And I mean that as respectfully as possible, because mental health is not a joke. But when you're in New York City, you really don't want to feed the crazy people. You know, it's like, don't feed the trolls. You know, like I remember one first and last mistake I ever made. I responded to a crazy person. That nigga was talking to me the whole train ride, off the train, following me. I had to turn around and be like, "Yo, leave me the fuck alone, yo, if I punch you in the mouth." It was like, this how it got. Because he just started following me and just wouldn't stop talking. It's creepy after a while. It's kind of scary. You know what I mean? So that was my first and last lesson I needed. When people talking themselves, you ain't gotta speak to them. If they acting crazy in New York City, don't speak to them. You know. So I looked at it as that. Like, if I was the orator at this event and somebody was going crazy like that and saying stuff like that, I'm Hotep Jesus. I probably would have laughed like an asshole I am. But if I was able to hold my composure, I probably would have been like, "Okay, thank you for your response. Next question." You know what I mean? Like, you don't feed crazy. And a lot of people wanted her to like say something back to that lady. I'm like, nah, you don't really want to argue. You don't really want to argue, period, when you have an event and you have the microphone, right? You know, it's not the venue. That's not the time. That's not the place to be having these debates with people. Let people chime in, say what they got to say. But if it's not a question, then you can just say, "Okay, thank you for your time," and just move along. That's just normally how you handle a crowd or crowd control. You know, like that one time I was at that Trump rally and the girl came up to me talking about she was from Iraq or Iran and she was yelling at me about how Trump's evil and all this stuff. I just stopped talking. And I said to her, I was like, "Look, yo, like, I'm doing my thing. If you're going to yell at me, at least be cordial. Let's have a conversation, but don't try and talk over me and disrupt what I'm doing. That's rude." You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's weird when you deal with, and that was outdoors. That wasn't even like they had a, indoor thing where, you know what I mean? It's a controlled crowd. Like anybody could have ran up on me. But there's a certain way you got to handle that stuff, especially in New York City. I don't know how it is in Alabama or Mississippi or wherever else these people are from. But in New York, got to watch what you say.
Yeah, I figure that, my one thing is, one thing I think is maybe they should have dialed back the troll, man. I like, they had it almost, people had people believing it. Like, it was so far out, but I'm like, it's so, this climate control thing and climate change thing is so, people are starting talking so crazy, it was almost believable. I would have thought, like, maybe you should go in there, somebody should say, "Hey, we're going to all die in 12 years, so there's no need for us to pay any taxes." You know what I'm saying? That's what you should go up there and say, because then you got to make them push back. Like, well, the world's not going to end in 12 years. You know what I'm saying? And so make them push back their panic. I think that I would have did it that way, but it was still cool because everybody, there was some people arguing about the shit, man. I'm like, come on, man. I laughed at it and I kept it moving, man.
Yeah, when I saw the arguments with that, I was like, let me start talking about something else because y'all going to be on some bullshit today. Because I said something. I was like, "Yo, y'all fell for this?" And they started eating me alive. The followers came at me. I'm like, you know what? Y'all can have this win. Let's argue about the word, the N word. We ain't about to talk about this other shit.
Yeah. P Dog Knight, thank you for $2 donation. Yo, I skipped the MPLS Trump rally for y'all. Well, you're in good hands, P Dog Knight. Every Thursday at 8 is our night. Y'all be here at 8.
Wait, he said he skipped BLS
The Trump rally, MPLS Trump rally tonight. I guess
tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Thanks, bro. That's love.
Victor O Life, $11 donation. I'm the reason baby fathers want to fight me and baby mothers wife me. How you say it? You're two sabes?
Yatu Sabes.
Not two sabes. TMM. Toxic Masculinity Month. Don't forget, October is Toxic Masculinity Month. We're taking masculinity back. Don't let them pigeonhole masculinity. It's our word. Take it back.
Yeah.
Take the word back.
Yatu Sabes means you already know in Espanol. We learning Spanish here at the Hotep Nation Show, especially since these borders are out of control.
yo.
Y'all better learn your Spanish. When Jose run up in your house with that gat. You don't want to be saying Lo siento. You need something with a little more gumption.
Michelle Dumont, $4.99. I skipped the Trump and the Giants. Oh, she a Giant fan. Maybe they'll pull it out against the Patriots, and I don't know.
They won't.
P-Dog Night.
The Patriots going to deflate the ball.
They still cheating, man. They ain't still cheating, man.
Them niggas stay cheating. They're going to find a new way to cheat this year. Watch.
P-Dog Night. Seas ain't rising that fast. Obama bought Oceanside. That's right. Forgot about that. Obama got a nice crib. Oh, got a nice crib. Our good Uncle Snoop Dogg was in the news this week. Basketball season, is coming. College basketball season is coming on, and they usually have those pep rallies and stuff like that. And somebody, athletic director, they hired at Kansas, hired Snoop Dogg for some entertainment. And knowing our good friend Snoop Dogg, he bought out some pole dancers, put some pole dancers in the middle of the gymnasium, had some pogs out there twerking, man. What the hell was going on,
man? Wait. So who did he have to apologize to? The university?
He didn't have to apologize for nothing. The heads of athletic department of Kansas had to apologize because they didn't know. Supposedly, they didn't know what pole exercising was, dancers entertainment was. But I'm still confused. I thought we was okay with sex workers in 2019. So what is the problem here? You know what I'm saying? half your female dormitory probably got a OnlyFans account of supplementing their income in the dorms.
I think University of Kansas might be a little conservative. They said, "Oh, what's this whole shit? Oh no, oh no," because the moment you invite Snoop Dogg and hire from entertainment, two things you got to expect: hoes and weed.
Right.
I'm surprised he wasn't in there smoking weed, burning the joint down. So I think it's rather odd that they booked Snoop for an event and was surprised hoes were involved. They must not have heard Doggy Style or seen the cover of Doggy Style.
Well, they might be trying to get some recruits, you know what I mean? Allegedly, California is going to pay them athletes.
What athletes?
College athletes.
California?
Well, they're going to allow them to make money off their likeness and shit like that.
Oh, you mean they're going to free them?
Allegedly, yeah.
They're going to free the slaves. Oh, that sounds like a good gesture from the white liberal. It's about time. It's like certain levels to slavery that they free you from. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, now we'll let you niggas make money since LeVar Ball and ruined everything and showed you niggas this is another route. You know what I mean? Shut it down.
Yo, his son looking good in Australian League, man. No bullshit.
I told you that boy Melo the one. That boy the one. I don't know if he's the one out of everybody, but he definitely the one out of them ball boys. Yeah. Lonzo looking good in the preseason too, right?
Yeah, he looked all right too. You know, I mean, he's out there with Zion. You know, he's got a new release on life. You know, he still got the spotlight. See, that's why he shouldn't have quit the ball brand, man. He's so dumb, man. Now you lucked up. You were with LeBron, right? So you could have got all the notoriety from being with him. Then you get traded to the next best thing, the next new one, Zion.
Yeah.
Oh man, come on, man. He
And
just
you can't even collect the bag.
Yeah, you now he trying to probably hop on the Nike bag again, man.
You gotta let them light skinned brothers go, man. You know what I'm saying? Out of 1 in every 3 light skinned brothers gonna act like a brother. The other 2, I don't know. We got Mello. Mello got some dark skin attitude in him. I like him. Yeah, but Lonzo, he a little too light skinned for my taste, man.
Yeah. ADOS had a conference, man. The ADOS is coming together, organizing. I seen they had a conference. I seen there was plenty of entertainment. See, I don't want to get on them, man. But,
Entertainment?
man,
What kind of entertainment?
listen. I seen they was doing like some step show on the stage. I seen they had like a marching band going down the street. You know,
Don't say it. Don't say it.
no, listen. I appreciate that. You know, I guess we got to get in touch with our culture and everything. You know, if it was me, I would have more down to business instead of dancing and everything. You know, but shout out to ADOS. I mean, that's a step. They're taking a step in the right direction.
Here's the problem.
Well, go ahead.
Niggas ain't showing up to nothing serious. If you want niggas to show up,
right,
you gotta have Lona May show up with her macaroni and cheese, her fried whiting. You know, that's what you need to pull this out. You say it's gonna be some plates there. Cats is coming out. Then you bring out the step team because that's a draw, right? They're gonna bring people, you know. So if you got 20 people in the step team, you can expect at least 40 people to show up just for the step team, you know, friends and family. So it's kind of part of business because our people ain't gonna show up to a conference. They're like, a conference? Hey, I'm going to the club tonight. Fuck you talking about? They got free food. Hold up, where at? A conference with free food? All right, let's go. That's how it goes.
Yes, I shout out to them. I don't know what they were talking about.
You don't know what they talking about?
They want that check, man. Come on, man. You know they after that check.
If they want that check, tell them call the Hoteps Been Told You show, and we gonna show them how to get it. You see, the thing is, they're going for the Whopper, the whole thing at once. Nah, what you got to do is you got to break it into segments. We need a first down payment from somebody, and then successive payments from others or the same entity later on. But you first got to get your first check. For example, if I wanted reparations, I'd walk in a Starbucks and I'd press them and say, look, y'all racists, give me my free coffee. They first have to prove that they can dominate a white space strong enough to have the white guilt pay them. If they can't do that, guess what? They're not going to get nothing. And that's just the facts.
Yeah.
For example,
go ahead.
Instead of saying, oh, the United States government is going to give us reparations, say no. Dems must pay. That way you get the conservatives to ally with you in your fight. You see, when you walk in the courtroom with a bunch of niggas, it really don't mean nothing. But you walk in there with Jethro and Bob, you might get something done. Them Caucasian faces, you need a little white privilege to move forward in this country. There's a story of that Indian man. He said when he came to America, nobody would invest in his business. He paid a man out of his pocket, I believe, $1,500, a white man. He said, walk into this meeting with me, and I want you to tell them that you're the one in charge. He got his investment. Hey, Chad is my ticket. Chad, where you at, dog? When I need a white cosign, I'm calling.
Yeah, Chad, thanks for a donation. 199. Y'all ever start talking like Steve Kerr? I'm out. We're gonna get to that. Don't worry. Black Mountain Hotep, shout out God. ADOS had Cornel West talking. He's a dead to rights Marxist. I wasn't with that. We don't need him in the convo.
Yo, I don't know what happened to Cornel West. They must have cloned him too. I mean, when I was young, I grew up. I used to study dude. My dad used to make me study Cornel West. I used to listen to his lectures. I used to read his books. And then I grew up and I'm like, yo, you a Marxist, nigga? I gotta put the pause on you next. Like, nah. I'm playing Cornel. Much respect to my elder Cornel West. You know, for a while I said to myself, I love the debate. So I surveyed the Black conscious community. I said, which one of these juggernauts would I like to take out? And I always said Cornel West is the guy I would never want to debate, right? That's what I always said. I said, I don't want to debate Cornel. I feel like he's a little bit sharper than me. Now, he's food. And I'm hungry. He started talking at Marxist. Somebody set up the debate. I'll debate him on Marxism. He wouldn't last a second in that debate. I can win that one. That's easy. That's an easy debate. I can debate anybody on that. I don't care who you bring, but he'll get slaughtered.
They saying he washed up. Drew Sample, shout out to the ADOS Variety Show Conference. Come on, Drew. You gotta have a little entertainment. For the African American, the Akata to shine.
Little step show never hurt nobody. A little culture.
A little culture. Speaking of culture, in the African American culture, the basketball Americans, the NBA got told to kiss the knee, man. They kissed the ring. Bow down. Get on your knees. Yo, listen, people were in shock. The Asian man told that white man, yo, you better fix your mouth, man. Asian man, ho. Y'all ain't gonna be stepping into this Hong Kong foolishness because Daryl Morley, he's the GM for the Rockets, said he supports democracy in Hong Kong, and that set off a firestorm. You know, China, is big business to NBA. There are more people watch the NBA in China than do in the United States. And people were making so they made him apologize. They made James Harden apologize. You see the Chinaman don't mess around. He don't mess around at all. When the Chinaman say he's gonna do something, that's what he's gonna do. You know what I mean? So, we're gonna pull these games. All right, you guys, y'all got something else smart to say?
Say something else. Say something else, Nick. Say something else. Debo, Nick. Say something else. I wish you would. What hand you roll up with? Nick?
So, but now people are mad because there's NBA is supposed to be the most social activist league of in America. So they expected them to say something. But see, the black man ain't gonna mess the bag up. Niggas is not messing it. But James Harden, LeBron James, Steph Curry, they not messing that bag up. They came up, they knew they got politically correct right then, right there.
I saw James Harden's face when she asked the question. He didn't even look her direction. When they panned to him, he looked over to the dude on the sideline like, y'all got any more questions? I ain't touching that. Yeah, that's wet paint right there.
You see how they got Kerr because everybody's like, oh, Kerr and Popovich, anytime they talk about Trump, easy. But when they talk about China, Hong Kong, they were like, oh, I don't know, Steve. He he was like, man, I gotta look into it, man. I gotta look into it. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't trying to look into that Trump allegation, though. He had an opinion on that, though.
But you know what? There's a little truth to that, because some people aren't up to date what's going over between Hong Kong and China. You know, I'm still on the fact that, you know, the CIA is in we're in some type of involvement with those protesters. You know, I've seen a lot of.
So?
Oh, come on, man.
I don't think so.
Yes, we are, man. Don't listen. The CIA. Listen, the CIA messed up. Remember they was trying to Venezuela, right?
Yeah.
There was 1 for 2. You know, they kept messing up in Venezuela, but they had it lock, stock, and barrel in Hong Kong.
All right, so let me ask you this: when was the last time you heard about a CIA operation in China?
I don't know, man.
Oh, exactly. You think China gonna let this?
No, there was, just a couple years ago, because they said China said they caught a whole bunch of.
They caught them. Yeah, like, whoa, what y'all doing with these agents over here? You see how they handle that, right?
Yeah, they killed them boys, didn't they?
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So when you say the CIA there, I'm like, they might be there, but I don't think they're in the capacity they'd like to be.
Right.
You know, they're there to keep an eye on things for China.
Maybe.
For China.
But I did see that, because they really tried to play up that shooting when the cop shot that protester. The protesters were trying to kill that cop. He shot like literally in self-defense. You know what I mean? Like, if it was America, them cops would have been let off over there. But them cops was getting beat with poles and with knives. So when he pulled out and busted them, and then tried to play it like, oh man, the Hong Kong, the authoritarian regime is messing up the protesters. I'm like, come on, man.
There's a lot of unknowns. Here's what we do know about Hong Kong. Some sort of treaty. It was a British territory. Treaty ended. Actually, it's a transition period between the time that the treaty ended in 2047 or something like that. But we handed British handed Hong Kong over to China in the late 90s. I was watching Milton Friedman. If you guys ever get a chance, watch Milton Friedman. What's the name of this documentary? Somebody in the chat will know what documentary I'm talking about. They'll post it and I'll read it once they post it. But so this documentary I'm watching, and he talks about Hong Kong and how Hong Kong is actually like this free market society. He talks about how poor people leave other countries to come be poor in Hong Kong. That's how free Hong Kong is. So, like, let's say you wanted to hustle and you wanted to be a dude that gave haircuts. You don't need a license. You want to start giving haircuts? Give haircuts. But if niggas whoop your ass because you suck at haircuts, that's on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's really, Milton Friedman was showing how it was really like the last place for, or the last example of free to choose. Thank you. Free to Choose is the name of that documentary. Free to Choose by Milton Friedman. But it shows how Hong Kong is like that last free market. And when we look at the fact that United States is a communist country, it makes sense that the NBA would align with communist China. It makes sense that the United States would side with China and mind their business. So what we're looking at here is the extinction of free market capitalism. The extinction. I don't even like using the term capitalism. I like the term economic naturalism, but which is a term I made up. But he said Hong Kong is to China what Tahiti is to France. I like that. But it was it's the last example of a free market society. And it's sad to see it go. But I see why it's going, because the communists are taking over. They're gonna dominate. They're gonna dominate through legislation. That's the bottom line.
But what do you feel about all these conservatives coming out and like calling LeBron a sellout, calling James Harden a sellout? Like some people went to the Philly game with a sign, free Hong Kong. They got them. They confiscated the signs.
Right.
So now we're gonna have a bunch of conservatives go to basketball games all year just to protest Hong Kong. like what is going on here, man?
Conservatives are stupid. I mean, their IQ is definitely below the triple digits. It's definitely a double-digit IQ, sub 90. So what are you supposed to do about that, right? There's nothing you can really do about that. There's a particular country that oppresses Americans, and conservatives don't say anything about that, right? But they're so quick to tell LeBron James he's got to fight against China. What? Why don't you say something, leader Trump, motherfucker? You want to blame this shit on? And I don't even like LeBron James. You know what I'm saying, like, I hate him as a basketball player, and it makes no sense to say, oh, he's got to speak up or no, he don't. Let that nigga get his check. Let him mind his business like he been doing. This ain't his fight. This is the fight between Caucasian men and Chinese men. Black people are handicapped. Don't call us for shit. We're still recovering from slavery, goddammit. And oppression. We're still recovering from the New Deal. How about that?
Yeah, and another thing, I'm like, are we still falling for the democracy meme? Y'all talking about, oh, they want democracy. Like, we gave democracy to Iraq, right? How is Iraq doing in 2019? Like, I can't believe the boomers are still clinging on to like we're spreading democracy all across the world. No, we trying to rob people of their banks. We trying to rob people of their resources. That's what we do when we quote unquote spread democracy. You know what I mean? We send the neoliberals in there and we privatize all their industry and we take the money that way. I if and then people are talking about the Muslims. They saying China has a concentration camp or re-education camp of Muslims.
Yeah,
this is the same people that had Abu Ghraib. We still got Guantanamo Bay still open, still hasn't been shut down.
Right.
So I'm like, how are we? This is the pot calling the kettle black, man. Like, at one hand, y'all talking about these people are talking about they want to be ethno-nationalists and all this junk. So now a country that is ethno-nationalist, they mad at them. We're doing what they're supposed to do. Like, you can't have it both ways, y'all.
Hey, if I have my own ethno-nationalist state and you ain't part of my ethno, you getting locked in a concentration camp and deported as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get 3 meals in the cot. Actually 2 meals, because you don't even need to eat that much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. Take your ass to sleep. You're going to be on a bus in the morning anyway, motherfucker. Wakanda forever, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't understand what people expect from China. China's doing what China is supposed to do to be a world power. And like somebody said today, oh, there's only one race, the human race. And I said, yeah, sell that dream to China. China lock your ass up in one of them concentration camps with the Muslims talking that dumb shit. Look, white people, pull your family aside. It's time for white people to love white people. It's time for white people to say white power. Maybe not publicly online. That might get you banned, but in your own home, it's time to look at your loved ones and say, there's nothing wrong with being white. There's nothing wrong. And I think that white people should love white people and so-called black people should love black people. And I think that once we can come to the understanding that we can love ourselves, then we can love each other. It's the same thing in a relationship. If you don't love yourself, how can you love another person? So if the white people can't love being white, how are they supposed to love black people? And if black people can't love being black, how can they love white people? We have to allow people to love themselves, and then they can love others. You know what I'm saying?
166 in the room. Please hit that thumbs up. Please hit that share button. Let me share it right now. I forgot to do that. We're here every Thursday at 8. Next, Ellen.
I'm not done with China yet.
You're not done with China? You still got some bars for China?
Still got bars for China.
Go ahead, man. They wondering why you cut your plantains that way, man. Why you cut them lengthwise like that?
Cut it lengthwise?
Yeah.
How y'all cut yours? The short way?
Oh no.
I don't know how to. I don't know. That's how I like it. That's how I was raised, nigga. I'm Jamaican. Y'all niggas not about to tell me how to cut plantain.
Oh, hold up. Did you see your Jamaican brethren that girl that jumped in the the lion pit?
Don't try to put that on her. She from the Bronx. She from the Bronx. She ain't from Jamaica. Don't try to put that on us. She ADOS. Y'all got to claim her.
Stop it.
I seen her dumb ass in that pit. I was rooting for the lion. Somebody would take her head off. Anticlimactic ass video. If I see a picture with a lion and a person, I either want to see a hug or somebody dying. Like that whack ass Joker movie. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, I think that we have to pay attention to China. We have to pay attention to America's reaction to China. We have to realize that China, Hong Kong was a British territory. Now, Hong Kong was a British territory, and Britain don't want nothing to do with Hong Kong, and they don't want to save their own territory. That should tell you everything you need to know about the balance of powers in the world and how much power China has. What's funny about this whole China move is because I was just talking about the N-word and black people and removing the license of other cultures being able to say this word. And I used China as an example and said, China will not allow you to have certain movies in their country. And all it took was one tweet from one GM. A tweet from one GM of the team. It wasn't even a whole NBA league. It wasn't the White House. It wasn't a movement. One person said one thing, and China said, don't fuck with me. I'll cut this whole shit off. So I don't want people to be mad at China. I want people to be mad at America that we don't run America like China in that aspect. We should be that protective of our likeness, of how we project our people. Because you go look at Americans, the other movies, they portray us as the dumbass. America allows that to happen because the controllers of America aren't really Americans, so they have no allegiance to America. So that's whatever. Plus, the people who make the movies have no allegiance to America, but that's a whole nother story. But the bottom line is pay attention to what's happening in Hong Kong. Because it's very telling about the balance of powers in the world. And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, they cut off South Park, right? They said that's like, no, South Park, y'all done too, man.
Yep. Yep. Fuck with me. You won't make no money over here. And that's how the black community should have been. We had a Gucci boycott that was supposed to go happen. And what happened? Lil Baby and Megan showed up at the BET Awards. Gucci down to his socks. Rings with rocks. You know what I'm saying? So when black people face oppression, we have nobody to blame but ourselves.
Yo, I seen I was on 4chan and some people were posting, some Chinese people, what they were saying on Twitter about it. they want all the smoke, man. They was going in. They was like, oh, you want free speech, man? They started talking about 9/11 all crazy. I'm like, wow, man. They don't play, man. They's not playing no games, man.
The Chinese?
Yeah.
Yeah, them motherfuckers is crazy on Twitter. Every once in a while, you could translate a tweet on Twitter and see what they say. I'll be like, ooh, I ain't even going to respond to this. It'd be 30 motherfuckers in your mentions with a whole bunch of shit you don't know what they saying. I had it happen before. I'll never mess with Chinese Twitter again.
Damn. So hold on. Do we have to learn Mandarin? Do I have to tell
Yeah.
us?
Mark Zuckerberg, what'd he do? He went and got himself a little Chinese chick. He went and learned himself Mandarin because he understands the power of China. He went and took a trip over there to make negotiations okay and to bring Facebook to China. And, and yeah, everybody knows. If you look at Africa, you know the power of China. I went to Africa. They had a club called Facebook. That's the name of the club. You go in and drink and dance at? Yeah, it was called Facebook. The Chinese will steal your whole name. They are the kings of bootlegging. You know what I mean? Chinese were so dominant in Tanzania when I went. They bring in their own Chinese prostitutes.
Really?
Yeah, for their Chinese workers. They won't even hire Africans. They will fly in workers to build shit. They'll come in, they'll negotiate and say, look, we're going to build this hospital for you in exchange for water when we find it underneath the ground. That water's ours. And you know what? We're not even going to hire your people. We're going to bring our own people to work at this factory to build this building or whatever, this thing that they're building. And we're going to bring in our own prostitutes so they never even have sex with you Africans. We don't even want them procreating with y'all. We don't even want them mixing. We don't even want you bringing your nigga blood back here.
Come on.
That's how racist China is. Say, go look up racism in China, or it's like a bunch of documentaries on China. It's people with testimonies. How were black people treated in China? They treated in China worse than Jim Crow ever in America. Maybe a little bit more manners, but they tell you quick, you can't come in here. You're not Chinese. They take quick. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Come on. Well, I've seen a couple of brothers on YouTube. As long as it seems like if they can speak the language, they can get by, all right. Because they'll be so amazed that a black person can speak Chinese. They'll be like, oh my God.
I'm dealing with two cats. One of them, I'm revising his book about his experience in Korea, South Korea. And in his book, he's detailing his experience and the racism he dealt with. And then the other brother is Renegade of Funk. He's in our DM chat, Hotep DM chat. And he lives in Japan. He has a Japanese wife. And he wrote on our website about his experience in Japan. And they're quick to tell you, oh, no, thank you. Can't come in. No, thank you. You be like, nah, I just want to come in for his drinks. No, thank you. Chinese only. Hey, and you better abide by it. They're going to Jackie Chan your ass. You know and you know what? I have no problem with that. I have no problem with a white person popping up with a sign that says white only. I will fucking walk in and fucking congratulate them. You fucking got some balls. You damn right this spot is white only. I love that. I love that. That's what we need more of. That's what this world needs more of. People willing to come out and say, I don't want to fuck with you. Instead of saying, oh, you can come in and then poisoning your drink. Spitting in your cup. No, just tell me I can't come before you take a shit in my burger.
P Dog, thanks $2 donation. He said, why you cut your plantains lengthwise? He said that's the way they do it. Tactical Black Bear, $4.99. People need to understand that being black in America and being white in America are two different scenarios. Take pride in your race. Admit the differences.
Yeah.
Black Mountain Hotep, thanks for $10 donation. If black people want Africa back, we're going to have to buy it back from China.
That's true. That's true. Africa, somebody said to me today, I got the white dudes riled up today on Twitter. I be doing that shit by accident. I gotta be honest with you. Nowadays, I just be saying my mind and they just be mad. I'm like, oh, I ain't even mean to trigger y'all. My fault. But he was talking about, what about the genocide in Africa? I'm like, yo, Africa is a European territory, my nigga. It's a European territory. You know what I'm saying? When I went to Africa, I went with some Germans, dog. And when I went with them, they had the N. Like, everywhere I went, I'm like, oh, y'all just tied in down in Africa, huh? The white man was more tied in Tanzania, Africa, than Hotep Jesus. They own that continent, and the Chinese second, and the Arab has North Africa and parts of East Africa. Africans don't own Africa.
Mm-mm.
It is what it is.
On to Ellen, and Ellen got in some hot water. You know, she was I guess she went to the NFL game. It was the Giants, no, the Packers and the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And in the suite, she was sitting next to George Bush, the architect of the Iraq War II. Now, everybody on the left was on her ass talking about how you sit next to him. He was against gay marriage. I'm like, oh my gosh. Never mind the 2 million Iraqis that died. We got to worry about he was against marriage. But anyway, you know, then I seen the conservatives, man. It don't matter to us. You should be able to talk to him. Blah blah blah. I'm like, what? I'm like, first of all, screw both Ellen and George Bush, double fisted. Like, first of all, he's a war criminal. They should be on trial.
His daddy too.
And his dad, I think he passed away, but they both should have been on trial. It's not about him being like, she put out a video talking about all these differences, and she made jokes about it, like, oh, I would wish my friends not wear furs, but I'm friends with people who have furs. How can you compare wearing furs to starting an illegal war, creating false evidence, false doctoring intelligence, so you can go to the war, and then you're killing indiscriminately, illegally? I've seen people say numbers up to 2 million Iraqis have died because of that war. That's just not. It's bigger than left and right and conservative and liberal, whatever. You know, but I was trying to tell people, and some people I seen notice it. Ellen and the elites use Ellen. They're trying to use her to help fix this guy's image. Just like they had Michelle Obama hugging this guy up. Like, y'all gotta be, can't see this shit. They're trying to help this guy. This guy is so these people are so rich. They were like, hey, Ellen, man, I need you to help out George Bush. We need to help form his image, man. When he died, man, we want his record and resume to be better than it was. You know, this is what they're using Ellen for. I can't believe people fall for this. And, she doesn't have anything in common with y'all. Y'all may think because I know she's a lesbian and for gay marriage, you think she's with y'all. She is with the elites. Ellen is an elite.
Yeah, she's an elite.
She's not care about none of y'all. Her job is to brainwash y'all, or to persuade her audience to think a certain way.
It's a propaganda show.
Yeah. When they had the Las Vegas shooter and that security guy that got popped, and now he came on the show, left in Mexico, and never came back. We never see him again. What show did they put him on? Ellen DeGeneres. That's my case, man.
I like Ellen though, man.
That just means she's a good agent. That's all.
That's what everybody gonna say. I like Ellen though. Like, can I play devil's advocate really fast?
Go ahead.
You get to the ball game, sit in your seat, you all cozy, you about to watch the game. You know what I mean? You tweet and you post your selfie, you know what I mean? I'm out here. And George Bush sits next to you. I mean, I might be inclined to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? You got any info for me, my nigga? You got any little insider trading info? You got what's happening next? What the Illuminati got planned? I ain't gonna say. I'm not gonna say it on Hotep's been told you, but can you fill me in? Can I borrow $1,000? Can I borrow a nuclear warhead? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not every day you get to sit with a powerful individual or an individual connected to powerful people. You know, somebody powerful enough to be in the same bloodline as Dracula, to be in the same bloodline as Vlad the Impaler, to be in the same bloodline whose grandfather sold and stored gold in Nazi Germany. His daddy did that. His daddy was working with Nazi Germany. So when I see a dude sit like that next to me, I might take a selfie too. Like, yo, if y'all need some favors, call him in now, dog. I just met George Bush. But here's the thing with George Bush, where I didn't understand why some people were mad, because I'm like, yo, like Michelle Obama made him look like he was a teddy bear. They had him hugging and hanging out and sharing gum. And I'm like, ugh. Y'all wasn't mad at that?
Well, Michelle's untouchable.
That's true.
So then we have the level of status now. You know, it's black woman, then white woman. See, they'll slander the white woman, but they won't slander. They'll let the black woman go.
I'm trying to figure out, how do you get so powerful that you could sit next to George Bush and everybody don't say nothing? That's some good ass power. Like even Obama, like black people really don't criticize Obama. He could get away with murder. He can come out right now and like do something crazy, and people be like, he probably had a bad day. Like they'll make excuses for him, you know? I'm just trying to figure out, like, what did Obama do that made him so great, other than being the first black hope, you know? Because before that, niggas thought they could just only be drug dealers and basketball players, you know? And Obama gave the hope that you could put on a tie and succeed in America, you know? I remember my kids was born. I was like, look, we got a black president, y'all. To my sons, you could be anything. You're damn right I used that shit. I lied to my kids. I said, black people run the world. Look.
Oh, man. Stop.
Black man run the world. You see it right there. That's his picture, ain't it? Yeah. I told you, black supremacy, motherfucker.
Yeah, that is strange because they didn't say anything about Michelle, but
Nah.
They're just trying to rehab his image, man. Because it was supposed to be Jeb versus Hillary, and the Bush name was so in trash. They spent $100 million on Jeb Bush.
Damn,
he was the brother of George Bush. He didn't have a shot.
Right. There's a few presidents I've been reading about that had a huge budget, and then come to find out they just couldn't draw enough of a crowd. Some people got it and some people don't, Some people got that charisma and some people just, that's why Tulsi don't got it, right? Like she don't got that. Yang has a little more charisma than a lot of these people. That's why people like Yang Gang, right? He's skateboarding and shit. People like, oh yeah, he's skateboarding, cool. Kamala got a little clap back to her, so people will listen to Biden's Barack Obama 2.0. Is he still leading, or is Elizabeth Warren still in the lead?
Warren is in the lead right now.
Really?
Yeah, and there's rumors that Hillary might get back in it.
Yeah, I heard that. I hope she gets back in and has a heart attack.
I don't know what they're going to do. Peter Buttigieg said he's going to have an LGBT mentor for LGBT youth.
Oh, what?
He's going to have a mentor for all LGBT youth.
Let me show you how to suck a dick. You grab it like this. Fuck you going to teach in that shit.
I don't know. It's wild, but I don't know. I think I don't know when's the next debate. November, I think. So we'll see what's going on with that. But
I'm telling you, it's time for the KKK to come back.
They ain't coming back, man.
Hey, I'm about to bring them back. I told you I'm gonna have me a white hood out there. I'm gonna start this shit up. Y'all keep playing with me. I'm gonna bring that bitch back.
If they didn't come back by now, they is not coming back.
That's because they need a brother to lead them. You see Tyrone Biggums. You see Dave Chappelle. They need a brother to lead them. They scared. I don't know why. I thought of some shit today that white people should do that I can't even say on YouTube.
Oh man,
But I was in the car dying laughing at myself. But it's go time now, fellas. It's time to get it in gear. It's time to get it in. And ladies, it's time to get it in gear too. We at that fork in the road. We gonna turn into Greece of Rome.
We gotta talk about Joshua Brown, man.
Who's Joshua Brown?
Let's talk about the Botham Jean case. There was a brother that lived on, I guess, on that floor and testified. He came up on his Dragon Ball Z shirt, and then earlier last week he got killed. Now people are speculating, saying it was the Dallas Police Department, and people were saying they killed him because he testified against the police. Now everybody's blaming Dallas Police Department, and then they came up and said they caught one guy who got shot and was in the hospital, and he snitched out the whole thing. Allegedly, three African Americans in College of the Shines came from Louisiana to buy some weed from Joshua, and I guess they was just going to rob him, and they shot him. They caught
in Texas,
huh?
In Texas,
yeah, in Texas.
3 brothers drove from Louisiana to Texas, to buy some weed. Did they get the weed?
No.
Name any nigga you know that go to buy some weed that don't leave with the weed. I know niggas that will drive from my house to Newark, which is about an hour, and wait for a dime bag of weed. There's no way I'm believing somebody drove from Louisiana to Texas. First of all, weed ain't even legal in Texas. So cats don't even hustle weed like that in Texas. Cats is hustling vape pens in Texas. I know I got family.
Well, he had vape pens in there. He had
vape pens and weed.
Yeah. He had a lot of vape pens.
And they drove from Louisiana.
See, that's why I knew, like,
nobody buys. Don't you realize nobody buys weed like that no more? Weed is shipped in the mail, dog. That's how you get your weed now. Everybody knows it. You got cats that coming out with these little aluminum cans of weed, pre-rolls. I'm talking branded weed comes through the mail, dog. I know, I smoke it. Nobody's driving to pick up weed no more. Them days is over.
This is your elitism. This is Louisiana we're talking about here, man. This is down south, man.
I'm trying to tell you, nobody buy weed like that no more, dog. It's coming in through UPS.
Listen, I know a couple of brothers locked up till this did some time about driving some goddamn weed from California to Pennsylvania.
That was when? When was this? It wasn't 2019. Man. It wasn't 2019.
They're still making them runs, man.
No, they not.
Yes, they is.
They making runs from the farm, from the grower, but they not going to drive it to sell it to nobody. Why would you do that when you can send a whole pound in the mail? You can send 2, 3, 5 pounds in the mail. Why would you drive to get your bud? It doesn't make no sense.
Well,
and then not even go home with the bud or the money.
Well, because there was a shootout.
Oh, there was a shootout.
Joshua, I guess they had an argument, and Joshua shot one of them, and then they turned around and killed him.
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna tell you what happened. Just like the LAPD set up Nipsey Hussle with an Akata, that's what we saw here. You see, police are smart enough not to do their dirty work themselves. They always send a snitch to go do the dirty work. Look at Tekashi. We're going to talk about him in a little bit. They always send a snitch to go do their dirty work because all their guns is registered. I'm telling you, that's what happened. I blame Dallas PD. Dallas PD murdered Joshua Brown.
See, that's the only, that is, I will give you that. That could be a possibility. They could be like, hey, man, we got this guy who's selling weed. But if you look at his Instagram, that's what he was doing, man. He was going Airbnb. He was in California, Colorado. He was all over the place. He got
he on his, just look at his Instagram is still up. He got bags of weed, just showing it in his stories.
Everybody does. That's why I said it don't make no sense to go travel for it. Do you know how many? See, I don't want to dry snitch on nobody, but
There you go.
do you know how many people in this country? Nigga, I ran into a white boy one day that get his pack through the mail. Pounds.
Yeah, but they want.
You know how much a pound go for right now?
Carts, man, because you can mark up those carts. Like, say they buy them carts for like 10, 15 a piece. They probably go to Louisiana and sell them $80, $90, man. I seen that.
Yeah, you can get premium for the cartridges. You can definitely get premium for the cartridges. You just wouldn't do a transaction like that. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't drive across state lines to traffic. Like, people don't like, we're like, drug dealers are savvier now, dog. Like, no, those must have been some amateurs. Those must have been some amateurs. Like, you telling me about a dude who got packs of weed. Like, I know a million cats with a packs of weed. A million of them. I got family, got packs of weed right now. You want to go, you could swim in the weed. I'll show it to you. Like, I know a grower. I can't see somebody driving from Louisiana to Texas with the weed.
You talking too much, man. You talking.
If you would have said, this is public information, like, the cops know this stuff. The cops know that people getting it through the mail. You can't stop it. You cannot stop it. But, I could see if they had cocaine. Now, cocaine, you might want to drive and go get that shit. It's a lot of money. You can't really be trusting nobody with your cocaine money. You need to see them eye to eye. You need to test the you know what I mean? Get your, your little gum test. Make sure it's all there. It's a different type of drug deal. Can't send that pack through the mail. I don't believe it.
Listen, I'm gonna give you my story. He got shot at in 2018.
Okay.
And the boy he was with got killed.
Okay.
So he survived. Now, when he didn't want to testify. He went to California. He said, "Man, I'm not testifying."
Yeah.
Then he had some change of heart. I don't know why. I don't know why. So now he get on the stand and it's televised. So now everybody knows. So those people that still wanted him dead in 2018, like, oh, there he is. So now they got where he at, and I think they set it up right after that. I think they set it up to kill him. So I don't know who that's how I think it went down, something like that, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe. I'm playing defense attorney for Joshua Brown. Innocent till proven guilty. A white man did it.
The police planted the 12 pounds and 167 grams of vape cartridges in his apartment too.
Yeah, who gets the weed afterwards? They got to go in the evidence room, right?
It went in the evidence room. We get brought
right, but it went there a little short. It went a little short. It wasn't all what they said was supposed to be there. Nobody goes to do a drug deal for no freaking weed. It's got to be the worst drug dealers ever.
You'd be surprised, man. I know a lot. I remember I would graduate high school, right? And these two jokers, they smoking crack, right? But there's some Asian man that was going to buy a pound of weed from him. They robbed, shot him, killed him, then ran in town. And I lived back in Westchester, a little ass town. They cops find he hiding in his grandmother's basement. Them jokers still in a penitentiary to this day.
See, dumbasses. Listen, y'all, if you're gonna sell weed, at some point you got to graduate to cocaine. If you're not gonna graduate to cocaine, go get a job.
Chad, $4.99 donation. Mitch Heidberg in 2004. I like the FedEx driver because he's a drug dealer and he doesn't even know it, and he's always on time.
See, niggas been doing that mail thing, man.
I think you might be right, man.
Dallas PD did
it. Racism causes obesity. Remember the first video, y'all? It was you and Shar on Mark Lamont Hill, and when he had that interview on Huffington Post.
Yeah.
That was Professor. That was Brittany Cooper, aka Professor Crump.
Okay.
Now there's a video going across out that's saying, she hates when people get on black women about obesity, and she blames racism is what's causing women to be obese in the black community because of the stress, and you have to deal with these white folks, and it's causing them to be overweight.
It sounds like she doesn't want to lose any weight. Because I remember seeing her, and I messed that interview up because I was trying to be on good behavior when I should have been on my worst behavior. Because I remember the dude, Professor Carr, he said something about sticking a gun in my mouth, right? Or sticking a gun in your mouth, right? And then I saw her fat ass on the screen. So my first response was, y'all seem to have some sort of fetish with putting things in your mouth. That's what I was gonna say, but I stopped myself and I didn't have anything to say. Fast forward 2019, I'd have said that shit. I'm not listening. Anybody says, yo, you gotta be on your best behavior, I'm never listening to you again. Just understand that, because I can't be myself unless I can speak unfiltered. But it sounds like she doesn't want to take accountability for being obese, which is a problem with a lot of black women. They don't want to take responsibility. Obesity has to be treated like a mental illness or a drug addiction. If we don't treat it like someone who has a drug addiction, you'll never really be able to rehabilitate them.
Okay.
For example, if somebody's hooked on crack, you have to send them to the rehab center so they can be away from crack. If somebody's obese, you got to send them to a rehabilitation center so they can be away from McDonald's, Burger King. You literally have to lock fat people up if you want to rehabilitate them, because they haven't generated the discipline on their own to wean themselves off of the bad foods. So I think if you don't treat severe obesity like a drug addiction, you're never really going to get anywhere,
No, I had this conversation with this black woman I used to work with. I work in the same company, and because we was talking about, if you go to any of these chain gyms all across the country, you'll see brothers there, right? You see white women there. There'll be a whole bunch of white women, but you won't see as many black women in there as like percentage of the population. Now, she told me is because they gotta get their hair done and they get them sew-ins and stuff. They don't want to mess their hair up. They don't go to the gym as often. Like, I think they can't care about like your outside, look, and not your inside. That's foolishness, man.
It's an excuse.
You just gotta get in the gym. You know what I mean? It's like she got all these degrees on the wall. One of those paper on the wall Negroes. Like all these degrees, don't know nothing in their head, and then want to be classist and shit like that. No, Professor Crunk, get in the gym like everybody else. Oprah went and ran a goddamn marathon. Diddy ran one too. How you gonna let the white man say you can't? The white man's getting on my nerves so bad, I gotta eat some goddamn hog maws. Like, come the hell on, man. I can't.
I don't know how she came up with racism. That doesn't even make no sense.
But you think, I get on IG, and then you see IG, you can see anybody. And there are sisters out there that work hard. They get, they be getting cut and diesel and all that. You know what I mean? But it has to be, it has to be a cultural shift to be about your health. That's where I think we're failing at. Because if you look, like when these Asian couples get older, they be walking around the neighborhood doing their thing. The Chinese, they be like, we're all going to be doing it soon. I guess they're going to own everything, but they be walking and doing their exercise, their calisthenics at their like 50s and 60s and 70s. Well, you don't see no black folks walking around doing that.
Yeah. I have a family member who's dealing with obesity, and her friend knows she's dealing with obesity. This family member had just got out the hospital, something heart related. And her friend shows up. Her friend's obese too. Her friend shows up to her house with a pot of pork chops. I said, yo, it's like our friends don't want us to win because let's say woman A decides, hey, look, I'm about to get in the gym. I'm about to make these better life decisions, right? And her friend, who's a fat ass, doesn't want to make those better life decisions. She can either A, join her friend to make those better life decisions, which is hard, or she can do the easy thing and keep doing what she's been doing. But the thing is, when you do it by yourself, you're kind of lonely. And then you feel guilty when you see the other person actually losing weight. Now you feel guilty, right? So the easiest thing to do is keep them fat. So you always got a fat partner. And you see a lot of that, not only with obesity, but all types of habits with all types of people. You'll see friends want to keep their friends close as opposed to encouraging them and saying, yeah, do better, be better. You know, it's like the old thing where, you know, you got a friend that can make it to the NBA, right? And somebody just shot your homie. Now this friend can go to the NBA, but you in his face talking about, you gonna let them smoke your homie, bro? You know and then now you got him involved in a shooting. Now his life ruined because you couldn't go to the NBA. Instead of saying, yo, look, we gonna handle this smoke. You going to the NBA, stay home. We need you to succeed so we can get out the hood. A lot of friends aren't going to do that for you. They're not going to tell you to make the right decisions. For example, I used to be a bad friend, right? Where we play basketball every summer. So I remember one time my friend was like, yo, I got work today. I can't play ball. I was like, man, call out. I used to make this nigga call out of work all the time just to play ball. He got suspended from work and everything. To this day, he'll tell you, Rado, he'll tell you like, yo, you see how many times you made me call out of work? You know, it made me feel guilty for going to work. But that's a microcosm of what we do to our friends instead of selling them like, yo, go to work, handle your biz. It's all good, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Because, you know, they're getting advanced degrees. They're making businesses. All that all that's for naught if you don't keep your health in straight. You know, I mean, they're making all this money. You got to be healthy to spend that money. You know, like when Rick Ross and them, they get fat, they medical conditions. You know what they did? They got to hit the gym because they want to spend that money, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to get healthy to spend that money. So
Ross lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, them cats is trying to stay alive now, man.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, Turks and Kurds, man. It's on and popping. People are mad that, you know, Trump, he's not withdrawing from Syria. He just moved a couple troops away from the north, I think the northwest border, northeast border of Syria to near Turkey. And that's just allowing the Turks to go in and they're going to fight the Kurds. They're fighting now. People are mad, man. You know, Meghan McCain went on her spiel, man, said, we're traded. We're leaving our good friends, the Kurds. Like, who the hell is some damn Kurds? Like, our good allies, the Kurds. I'm like, nobody know who the hell the Kurds are,
man. The Kurds and turds.
You know, wilding, man.
Yeah, that was another conversation I saw hit the timeline, and I'm like, man, let's talk about some white versus black shit on board. Cause like, hey, what are we talking about here with Syria? Yeah, I don't know the plan. You know what I mean? Like, and the thing is, like, you and I know the plan, but like, we can't tell y'all the plan because that's like against YouTube policy, right? So I can't really say anything on the subject because I don't want to mislead people and tell them something that's not true. But the fact of the matter is, what's happening in Syria is according to plan. It's exactly how the powers that be have lined this thing to happen. Go look at the map of Syria and then ask yourself, why are we there? If you can't tell from looking at a map, from looking at the geographical location of Syria, if you've never read The Art of War and you don't know why it's beneficial to control the Syrian territory, I can't help you. And you can't look at the surrounding territories of Syria to decipher for yourself what could occur. I can't help you. Your IQ has to increase. But I will say this is just one step forward to getting involved in Iran.
Yeah. It's crazy. They talk about the Kurds like in all Kurds Syria. I'm like, yo, the Kurds stole that land from Syria, man. That's not theirs. That's supposed to be all Syria. And we're just helping them steal it. Like people are saying, oh, we help them. They're helping us fight ISIS on the ground. Like, no, it's an even deal. We're giving them weapons, right? They can keep the territory they can take, and they fight ISIS. And we'll just help them. We'll provide the air support when they need it. So they're trying to build greater Kurdistan. They're trying to build this country that can reach. If you look at the map, there all those bodies of water. If you make Kurdistan, you can have them touch all three. So they could ship oil this way, that way. They can ship it to everywhere across the world if they make the greater Kurdistan project like they're supposed to. Now, I think they might have switched up. They're like, well, we'll let Turkey do it, and then we'll attack Turkey later. That's what I think is going to happen. But I don't know. That's just me projecting. But
You're going to hear about, there was an accidental killing of 12 Turks soldiers. You're going to hear about it. And it's not going to be U.S. bombs neither. It's going to come from our ally. That's what's going to happen, man. But if y'all know what's going on in Syria, y'all better get to know, man. Hotep retreat is still in the plans. I pushed the date back. I want to do March. I just want to have enough time to plan everything out.
Okay.
We have an event coordinator that's working out the details. So shout out to her. So yeah, I want everybody to be tuned. So some of these questions, like what's happening in Syria, we can answer them in private. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to pat you down to make sure you ain't wearing a wire. But we can have these conversations in person.
Yo, shout out to Doe Dudes who sent me the shirt, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
They sent me a large. I was like, God damn, he gonna send me extra large. But it fit nice, man. You know what I mean? I'm losing weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got mine. I got my Hotep Jesus shirt. I got my dad hat, and I got my soul deep socks. So I'm one of these days I'm gonna put the outfit together and take a picture. I've been meaning to do it, but I gotta put it all together because I got the Hotep socks from Soul Deep Socks, our sponsor. Shout out to Doe Dukes, by the way.
Yeah, I don't got anything else, man.
Man, that's all I got. Great ass episode, man. Shout out to everybody that donated today. Appreciate you, man. That's love, man. We grown, we getting better, we working for y'all. Trust.
All right, man.
All right, I'll see you next week.